Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. Here we are with episode 99. I cannot believe we are this close to 100 episodes. And we will be taking a break for summer. My kids are going to be home and I am going to just really soak up my time with them. We're doing some traveling, but my team and I are going to really be getting excited about how we can rev up the podcast in the fall. So we would love to hear from you guys and know what you're loving and how it's going. And sorry, I'm realizing I'm kind of having some mic issues here. But today we have a special guest, my friend Denise Romney, who is a sweet and valued member inside the Community Builder. She went live with me last week, so I wanted to also get this episode, this conversation on the podcast as well. So Denise is a very successful network marketer. She's worked with 2 companies. She's seeing a crazy amount of success with her newest company, but she has never done paid ads or anything like that. She's always really rocked out community-based marketing. So I just thought she would bring so much value to you guys, such relevant content. We have so many of the same beliefs when it comes to just treating people like humans with kindness. And it's always good for you guys to hear it from other people than just me, right? I'm sure you get sick of hearing same old me over and over. So let's go ahead and get started with my chat with Denise. I know you guys are going to love it. So let's dive in. Yay! Okay, well, Denise, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm sure we're going to kind of have some people popping on. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. But I would love for you to just kind of tell people a little bit about your journey and what you do. You are like a network marketing queen. So I know you have all kinds of experience with community around your brand.
Well, thank you. I might be a princess, but not a queen yet. Well, I do have all boys, so I do feel like a little bit of a princess since I only have boys surrounding me all the time. But I didn't start that way. You know, no one starts that way. We watch people's stories sometimes and we're judging their third chapter or our third chapter on their 15th chapter, whatever, right? Like my beginning to their end or vice versa. And we can get distraught and disappointed or self-doubt and all of those things. And I started just the same as everybody else. No followers, no friends, no connections. In fact, when I started network marketing, I was 21 years old. I worked in a factory. I actually sat in a cubicle. Sometimes I worked third shift, first shift, whatever. I did customer care, typesetting, all that good stuff. And I knew no one. No one. I mean, I'm sitting in a cubicle, so I'm not talking to my peers around me very much. I really had very few friends from high school at all that I communicated with. I was too busy with boys to make friends, you know. Don't tell my husband. And so very few contacts. And then I became a stay-at-home mom. And I stayed home for 5 years. I hardly even took my kid to the library. It's not like I was out there doing, trying to make friends. I came from a big family. I didn't need to make friends. I didn't have to be a leader. I didn't have to use my voice. I had people to talk for me, tell me what to do, right? I had built-in playmates. So I'll share one other story because this will make you guys laugh. When I married my husband, he is very outgoing, very friendly, school teacher, leader in the church, things like that. And we'd go to the grocery store and he would talk to strangers. And I would be like, do you teach their kid? No. Do we go to church with them and I don't know it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you talking to them? That's not an exaggeration. That wasn't my inside voice. I literally said that to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, just to be friendly?
Right.
Okay. And it wasn't just like, hi, like he's had these full on conversations with strangers and they open up and share their whole life with him in the grocery store. So I'm just sharing that because I want you to know where I came from, that
Right.
I didn't have all these connections. I didn't have all these friends. I didn't have all these followers. Um, and I stumbled through things, and I fell through things, and I made mistakes, and I did things that I thought were really great, and they helped me learn. I don't think there's ever failure. There's just learning from it, right?
Yes, yes.
And I now have built, well, and I was, let's see, how many details do you want, Elizabeth?
I know.
But
Okay. So essentially, like, you started with no network, and then you became eventually fast, slow, I don't know, you can share with us, like, a very successful network marketer. And I know you recently switched companies, and we can get to that, but tell us a little bit about what it looked like to go from like zero network to actually being able to like have a network sufficient enough to help you make, so much money and grow a big team and all the things.
okay. So, and you got to remember, some of this is old school when I first started, but it doesn't really matter because it's still all about relationships.
Yeah, social media was not then any, like, I feel like we had a sweet spot, right? It's like social media kind of came out and people were curious, but then when people started using it for their business, like, it was so easy, right? Like, I was on the tail end of using Facebook to grow my photography business, and it was easy, and it was easier for the people that are 2 years ahead of me. But now it's like kind of hard. But if you got in early, like, I feel like there was a sweet spot where social media was really, really beneficial.
Well, and you can still build great networks on social media, and I don't think it's too late. It's just a matter of knowing who you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you have to
posting
be
so that
more
you're
and more
tracked.
clear. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be super clear, and you have to do some action too. You can't just post and pray. There's
Yes.
got to be some action there so people actually see your post.
Yeah.
And I've never done one paid ad. I've never done any of that stuff. So
I know, that's so awesome.
yeah,
So
I do
tell us
all
a little bit
organic.
about what did you do for that organic
Okay.
growth, especially in the beginning?
Yeah. Okay. So in the beginning, I started going to the library. I started taking my kid to the preschool library stuff. I started meeting moms. I started having play dates. I eventually got involved in like the Chamber of Commerce. Everyone probably has a Chamber of Commerce. That's where all your business owners are, and everyone's networking because everybody wants to build their business.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a lot of that. I did booths. If there was like health fairs, like depends on what you're in. It could be wedding shows, right? If you're a photographer, if you want to do weddings, then you go to a wedding show. If you're in health and wellness, you might go to a health fair, right? I do school events at kids' schools where you could like lay out. I did nutrition, health and wellness, so I'd have a booth. I would have people in my home. I mean, from don't talk to strangers to why don't you come over and learn about healthy living? I'll make you a salad.
Yeah.
So it is about just taking the smallest step to get out of your comfort zone just a little bit. And then that gets easier, and then doing it again and again, and you're going to start to broaden your horizons. It's like on social media. Okay. Most people minimum have 200 friends, but I'd say the average has 500 Facebook friends. And we know about 500 people by first name, just by knowing them. We'll say we don't know anybody, but we do. You start getting on social media and those connections, and it suggests people, and you're like, we have 100 common friends. We live in the same town. I mean, if they're friends with my coolest friends, I want to be friends with them too.
Yeah.
Right. So social media, I'm a pretty open book there. If anybody follows me, you'll know I share pretty much my whole life. If you want to know what I'm doing, go check it out. And I use it strategically. I do a variety of things on my feed. So when people come, it's like they can get a snapshot of my life, right? And overall, I don't want it all product. I don't want all business. I don't want it all family. I need them to know that I'm not here just playing a game or just wasting time. But I also have a family that I enjoy. Like, I want them to know, like, and trust me, right?
Yeah. And that keeps your audience happy, and it kind of keeps the algorithm happy because you're not always just selling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And in my story flows, that's my personal reality show. Like, I post a lot more up there. I only post on my feed once a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
My story flow, I'm more, but that's like, again, my reality show. And it's like, my reality show, and then whatever I'm selling or offering, that's my commercial, just like TV.
Mm-hmm.
And they can flip through it if they want to or not. I interact with people that interact with me. If they're loving on my posts, watching all of my story flows, I'm probably going to reach out, see how the heck you are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, now I do network marketing, but I'm not gonna ask you about your business. I'm not gonna ask you to join my team. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, you saw my story flow, you should join my team.
Yeah. But you start conversations. And I know one of my favorite, you sent me that video on my birthday and I was like, this is so smart. Like, because I mean, I kind of was like, oh, she probably just has this awesome video that she sends to all her friends. Right. But most people would probably be like, oh my gosh, she like custom made that just for me. But it's still, either way, it's still like such a cool thing. And I was like, I need to do this. Like, just make one little quick birthday, awkward, funny dance video, and then just send it to my friends on their birthday, because it's something that nobody else is really doing. Everybody else is just saying happy birthday. So like, you're kind of thinking outside the box in a lot of those really little social ways.
Yeah. And it's only like 1% change.
Yeah.
Right. Other people are wishing their friends happy birthday, but I did it with a video.
Yeah.
It was a small little tweak, and I get the most response from that thing.
Oh my gosh.
And it's fun. And so, I just be a good human and your business will grow.
Yeah, that's so true. Right. And I love like that you said you did booths and stuff too, because I like to remind people that like, that's not dead. And I had a student who was new to the area, very talented photographer, but she kind of just like wasn't all in on social media. And she did a couple just like little local, like I think they're called like bazaars or something like that, like local shows where she was able to have a booth. And she got so much business just from meeting people face to face and showing them her work. And she didn't have to like be in like the rat race of social media. She's like, nope, I went to these couple trade shows and I got customers and now I'm good.
Well, and I would say hands down, especially if you have a business that is within a certain radius of area of your home.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, hands down, you need to be at the chamber events or following your chamber, follow the people that are in your chamber, follow their Facebook pages, go to the events, go to the networking things. Now mine, I'm all social media. Mm-hmm. Like absolutely, I could sell to local people. I built my first business that way, like meeting people, going out, networking, My second, I did that for 16 years. I built to the top of the networking marketing level in that company, but I did walk away a year and a half ago, and I have rebuilt 200% bigger business, all on social media, without one booth, one meeting, but I had already built a lot of relationships too.
Yeah. So people already trusted you. And I love this because I have a friend that just got in with Modere, the same company that you're with, and she had a great platform, but she'd never sold anything. She has a corporate job. She just loves fashion. She loves blogging. So she would just share a lot of stuff. And because she had like this really long runway of just audience building for really no reason, like as soon as she was ready to put something out there, like they ate it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And all the people that loved me, wanted to support me before, I didn't have something they wanted. So we beat ourselves up, we tell ourselves a story, but if they don't need a photographer, they don't need a photographer. If they don't need a wedding dress, they don't need a wedding dress. If they don't need my service, my product, my program, they don't need it. Okay. Like we get too caught up in that emotionally, and it has nothing to do with us. Yeah. It just doesn't serve them. It's not solving their problem. So you either find a new angle to show them it will solve their problem, or you move on, and there's plenty of people. I mean, on social media, you got millions and billions and trillions of people, and there's got to be some people out there that need what you have to offer.
Yeah.
So you just be a good human. You continue to post and interact, and they'll come to you. And I want to share something special. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever heard that that quote, like the 5 people that you hang around or whatever is what you will become? Or
yes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Okay. Yeah. Which is like, I get what they're saying, but I'm like, who I want to become, I can't even, there's no one around me to hang out with those people.
Like, you got to find them, or almost like invent them in your mind.
Right. So you can have mentors online, right? You can surround yourself with those. But I was in a training the other day, and I thought that this was so good. He said, it's the rule of thirds. He said 33% of your time should be spent with those you mentor. So people that you're helping serve and grow, right? 33% of the time, another third or 33% of your time should be with people that are equal to you or that you're collaborating with.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other third is those that are much higher than you. So you're giving, you're like brainstorming, mentoring, right? And then you're learning from those above you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That breaks it down a step farther than just like surround yourself with people you want to become, right? It makes it a little bit more realistic. And I feel like I 100% would follow a pretty close statistic to that as far as mentoring peers and then me being led. Yeah.
And it just makes so much, I mean, even if you went by the 5 people, then you're like, well, I don't want to be like this person, so now I can't hang out with my family at all.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm just being funny, but I like my family. But the reality is then you can't pour into them either. Like those people need good role models, mentors as well. So we just need a little bit of a balance of, and I was like, yes, that resonates with me. That connects with me.
Well, and that's kind of an interesting topic too, of like sometimes, when we're around people that we know want to learn, but they haven't really opted in and raised their hand is like, yes, teach me. Right. And then I feel like we have to fall into that, like just being the best version of ourselves is kind of like leading by example to a default, right? Like, I don't have to like say, hey, Denise, like, I want to help you with your business. Let me teach you something. Right. Because if you haven't raised your hand saying like, Liz, I want to learn from you, that gets to be like a super weird dynamic. But what I can do is just always operate from this place of, like being an example or speaking, positively, or like, honestly, just asking people about them, right? Like, just if we're curious, like you said, being a good human, if I'm just like genuinely curious about you and where you want to go, like that conversation will naturally go in the direction of us helping each other. Right.
Yep. And the same could go, let's say you come into a Facebook group, right? Like we're in here in your group. We should be doing the same thing. Like, who do we want to be mentored by here? Who could we answer questions? Like we could be helping you just by commenting on your post.
Yeah.
Right. Like we give back. When you come into a group, you should be, yes, receiving and growing, right? But you can also give, and you can give by loving on a post, commenting on a post, sharing a post, inviting your friends to a group. That's all giving. And it causes this beautiful relationship all together.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I love that. That could almost be like a group culture of like that 33% rule.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, and even, I don't even remember like all of our conversations or how we became, I mean, we've already been on a Zoom before chatting and getting to know each other. Now we're here and who knows, but I don't even know how I found your Facebook group. Wait, let me think. Is it Social Curator?
Yeah, I was going to share that a little bit because I was going to say that I think something that also separates you and a reason why you're successful in what you do is like, you don't really have that fear of like kind of being uncomfortable. Because I think I asked in Social Curator, which is just another Facebook group for anybody that's listening. It's just like, hey, there was a thread about like, what do you need right now? And I was like, I'm just looking to connect with anybody who uses Facebook groups, like just doing some market research. I don't remember exactly what my question was, but I just wanted to talk to people who are using Facebook groups. And you're like, I'll talk to you. Like, I don't know, what I have to add, but I'm happy to jump on a call. And like, we totally did. And look at us now.
Yeah. And that was me serving you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, hey, we can be friends. I can help. I've got experience. And I use my Facebook groups as a funnel. You've got these millions of trillions of people on Facebook, right? Well, they're not all your tribe. They're not all going to need your service, product, or whatever you've got. And I have a little one that wants to see me.
Oh.
And you can sit right here if you want for a minute. You'll have to wait. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah. And so I use mine as a funnel. Like I use my Instagram and I'm like, hey, if you need help with time management, if you need help picking the right online business, like I'm actually not trying to recruit people. I'm trying to serve them and help them do the right things, be successful, because I knew how hard it was to find a mentor that wasn't a man. First of all, because they don't know what the heck we're going through, raising kids and trying to do a business on the side. And then if they ever need me, they'll reach out. They'll ask me. I don't market my own company in there. I don't market my own products. I'm just trying to serve and give value.
Yeah.
And if they're ever looking for something, they'll find me. So that's how I use my Facebook group, is just to give back. And your
group is Mama CEO, something like that?
The CEO Mama Club.
CEO Mama Club. Okay.
Yeah.
The CEO Mama Club for anybody watching. Yeah. And you talk about all things business in there, not just your business.
Correct. Yeah. I'm more about strategy and systems.
Yeah.
Not specific my company or my programs. It's not my team group.
Right.
And I started that a way back. I didn't grow it very much or even promote it much. It was just kind of like, I just want to play with this for a minute, see how it feels.
Yeah.
Because you're not always sure what door you're supposed to go down and where you're supposed to be, but I know I have to go down that door of more coaching eventually. And so it's a great way to just practice and have some fun and give back.
Oh my gosh. And I love that you're saying that you practice. You didn't look at it as like, oh, I didn't do this well, or I didn't do this right. I mean, I probably have 5 or 6 Facebook groups before this one that didn't stick, right? Because I think that's all I was doing. I was practicing. I was getting clarity on what the end result was going to look like. And, I had to choose do I want to pick one of those and rebrand it, or do I want to start from scratch? And I was like, I just want to start clean, have everyone raise their hand that they want to be there. And that's all the former groups were. It's just practice, right? Yeah. But it's easy for us to get in our head and be like, oh, someone's going to think I failed because I'm not posting in that group anymore. And nobody cares. That's all our own limited beliefs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and if people don't like this group, you guys should have this group. Turn on your notifications, pin it. Otherwise you won't ever even see it. We have so many groups we get lost in. So when you find, and I pick 5 groups. I don't do, I'm in lots of groups, right? And who knows? I mean, I've been on Facebook since the beginning. There's a lot of groups I'm in that probably most are dead anyways, right? But I really just find 5 groups that I want to pour into.
And
the group that you and I met in, I go in there at least once a week. And I'm like, can I give any value? Can I serve anyone? Do I need to ask for anything?
Yeah.
And it's that 33%, that third rule again. And I just have some fun in there making friends.
Yeah.
And the other thing is no expectation.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to have expectations. Yes, I want my business to grow. Yes, I have that dream, that goal, that desire. I expect it, things like that. But I have no expectations when I'm just in there serving people. I am not in there hunting people down, stealing everybody's friendship. That's not the point. The point is to go in there and be like, who can I mentor? Who am I equal to? Who can mentor me? We're all in there just to help each other.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite groups.
It is. I mean, that's a paid group, and I use the community more than I use any of the other features, really. And a lot of people say that about social security areas. They stay for the community because they've got these great threads. Sometimes there'll be one just on Facebook. So I'm like, yes, these are going to be people asking questions about Facebook groups. Yeah. So it's that putting yourself in a room where people are problem aware and you can swoop in and help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, I love social media the most. I mean, that is where I built my second business and grew it substantially bigger. And some people will get disappointed because my post only got 20 likes. Well, then that probably means over 200 people saw it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, even if I did a booth out in my community, I almost guarantee you 200 people will not walk by.
Mm-hmm.
And even if 200 people walk by, you will not have 200 conversations. You might have 20 conversations and you might get 2 leads.
Yeah.
So on social media, if you are posting or you are sharing, every every comment is a lead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where then you take the action. So that's where it's not just posting and praying, it's taking action, build that relationship with them. See what's going on in their life or what they need help with, or how can you serve, and And that's what's going to grow your relationship super fast. I think you can grow relationships on social media so fast.
Yeah, you really can, especially if you're just approaching it from like wanting to support them.
Yeah. Well, and if you know who you're trying to support, I mean, I specifically am targeting or talking or whatever, women who are intelligent, smart, and driven, but they're hungry for change. They're feeling stuck, disappointed in the efforts that they have put in, dreading of school enrollment because of the cost and shoes. I mean, although they're successful, they're still living kind of paycheck to paycheck. I know exactly who I'm talking about. I know exactly what kind of pain they feel. And those are the people that I want to help. So the moment we're already talking, I already know we have something in common. Right? And then it makes it very comfortable and very quick to make relationships and community. And good luck trying to keep track of all your friends.
I know, right?
Maybe someone can trade us on that. Who's in the group can share like how you keep track of all your friends and keep it all straight. Because
I mean, we would never, oh my gosh, my friend Joey has this great process, and he just taught about it at a conference teaching on networking. And I forget what he calls it, but it's like his 10-minute like giving every single morning. And every single morning he writes connection emails to like connect two of his friends, like check-in emails. It's like 10 people in 10 minutes or something like that. I forget exactly how it does it, but every single Monday through Friday, he has a blocked off time where he's doing nothing but taking his network and reaching out, supporting, connecting. Oh my gosh, like Liz needs to meet so-and-so, or so-and-so needs to meet so-and-so. They might be able to have a collaboration. If they don't, it's totally fine.
Right.
But he's really, really committed to like that part of networking. And it's so simple, like, and it really, really moves the needle. And I love too
you
what
just got to remember, you have to remember who needs who.
Yeah. I know, right? That's why you're like, how do you keep track of it? And that part I can't answer.
Well, I will say one little secret that's going to help me a little bit is Facebook Messenger. If I keep everything in Facebook Messenger, even if I see them post and I comment on the post, I might go private message and be like, congratulations on your pregnancy.
Yeah.
Because then I have almost a timeline of stuff in there. And I don't know if you know this, but in Facebook Messenger, you can search for keywords.
Yeah.
So I could know if someone said out of work, I could type in the word out of work. And then any conversation I had with that, I could be like, oh, you're out of work. And my friend at the chiropractor's office, I just had this happen the other day. He needs a secretary. Do you do desk work? Can you do billing? And so I connected those two. So
awesome.
So that's one way that I'm it's not that I can't hold it in my head. I have dyslexia anyway, so I don't hold things like that well. But I usually use it as a little file. Those are my automatic file folders, and then I can search it up and try and connect people. So that's one way I am doing it, but that's kind of new.
No, but I mean, you're so right though. Like Facebook Messenger, it's always there. Like I just reached out to a friend recently because he's an attorney in like New York. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be at this conference. Like, let me see if like Dan's ever heard of it. And I was like, oh my God, look at our message from like 2013, right? Like, it was so funny. Like Facebook saves it all. It doesn't go away.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we have to hope and pray that Facebook never goes away, but the information is there. My storyline is there, or their timeline, which is fun.
Yeah. And then you can always like refer back to it or mention it in conversation. Yeah. And also what you said about like, being in front of, 200 people, or if 200 people see your post, one of the most profound moments for me is I remember like standing up and talking to my coach, and I was like, well, I've started this thing and I've only got about 30 people, in my group. And he's like, wait, he's like, if you were on stage and there was 30 people in the audience, like staring at you, wouldn't you feel like that's kind of a lot of people? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like we downplay social media, but really it's the same. Like 30 people is a lot. 100 people is a lot.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes we do that because we're comparing ourselves to others. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they have 2,000. No, it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of your followers. Are the followers people that are actually going to either buy from you or have service from you or whatever you can give value to? It doesn't have to be the quantity. I have a lot because it's been a long time and I know exactly who I'm talking to. And so when you do that, you will get more of those followers. But again, I started with 0, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
everybody else.
I love it. Okay, so let's like recap and kind of tie this up in a nice little bow for people. So if you had to break it down into like 3 game-changing things that you did to go from like no network to essentially like an all organic marketing strategy, because you've never paid for ads, like what would your big 3 like golden nuggets be that people can do?
Okay, what do they do for a living? Okay, let's see. What would I do? I would say my experience is all in network marketing. I've never like built a brick and mortar business. Okay. I haven't done anything like that. I did health coaching, but I had a product still that I was selling, you know.
Let's say it's all on social media. So like just kind of revisiting the things that we've already talked about. So like human connection.
Be a good human. Be a good human. Don't just post and pray. Go get into action and build those relationships. It's not just a take, you got to give as well.
Yeah.
And
the 33% rule, we talked about that one.
Yep, the 33% rule. I guess that's it. Like, and have a system for yourself. Like, have some strategy behind it, have some systems. If you are here to build a business, you are using social media like you have never used it before. It will feel a little uncomfortable, awkward, and weird at first.
Yeah.
You will self-doubt yourself and say things like, they're going to think I just want to sell them something. Well, if you say, hey, hi, how are you? I haven't talked to you in 10 years. Do you want to buy some of my stuff? Yes, they are absolutely going to feel that way. But if you strategically are loving on people and really finding their need, you can probably do that within 3 posts of what they posted. Yeah. You're never going to sell a day in your life. Just be a good human.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. One of my friends, Kara, she was watching. I don't know if she's still here, but she just started a jewelry business. And she like voice messaged me the first time she did like an Instagram story with like talking head. She was like, I felt like I was leaving a voicemail. It was so cute because that's really a good way to describe it. You know, when you do it for like one of the first couple of times, it really does like, hey guys, it really feels like you're leaving a voicemail. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Okay, so the human to human, the 33%. And then one of my biggest takeaways was, you know, how you said you were just practicing. So rather than like, oh my God, I did all this like failing, like it's not failure, it's all practice. It's all data that just helps us like continue to make moves in the direction that we're going.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, well, tell everyone how they can find you. I know we mentioned your Facebook group. Tell us one more time what it's called.
The CEO Mama Club group. Like it has the word group on it because I have a CEO Mama page, but I don't use that much. If you want all the good stuff, you want in the group. So I can put the link in the comments under here.
Yeah, the link in the comments, and then your personal Facebook profile, you're pretty active on the air.
Oh yeah. Yep, every day. So it's Denise K. Romney. And so is my Instagram. It's the same everywhere, so you can find me. Denise
Love it.
With a K, Romney.
What would you say is your favorite platform? Or like, let's say your favorite versus like what's the most successful? Are they the same? Are they different?
No, they're not the same at all. Facebook has been my absolute most successful. I grew my business, I'd say 98% of it right here on my own. I didn't even have a pay. I just grew it right on my own profile feed. And Instagram, I really love Instagram only because you can really find your niche. Like when I am wanting to connect with other people that might want to make money on social media, it's easier to find them over there. You know, because I can hashtag or something, and I can find people. Like I like people that are health and wellness, or people that even like people that sell clothing. They can collaborate with me and they can do health and wellness products with their clothing products. Their company doesn't care. It's a great match. And then they bring in another stream of income.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like it for that purpose over there on Instagram and Facebook. It's just kind of, Facebook's all over. I want to get into TikTok. Like some of our people have gone viral over in TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Well, and you're so good at video. Like you just have no inhibitions. Like that's really, you know, important. So I want to do TikTok too, but I keep saying I'm not going to do it until I have a very, very, very specific niche. Like my niche now is specific. It's not very visual though, but like
Jessica, who's in this group, does a TikTok on sidewalk chalk. Not her business, not what she talks about on any of her other platforms, but that's all she does on TikTok. And she like started making money in like 5 or 6 weeks, like, and has, I don't know, 30, 60K followers on TikTok because it's super visual, super niche. So if I ever do it, it may be something totally different to be just a creative outlet. I was like, oh, I could show like doing art with my 8-year-old or something that's very super, super niche. But I know TikTok is the place to be. I know.
Well, and I think that people do post differently on different platforms. Yeah. Instagram is more of my coaching and business side. And then Facebook is more like inspirational, inspiring, and product. Even though I do talk about my business, it's still like just like more inspirational. And then TikTok, I'm thinking, I think I might just do product over there.
Yeah.
Like just straight up product. I mean, that's what those people are doing in my business. And I'm talking like ridiculous amounts of orders.
Yeah.
Like mind blowing. You're like, that can't be real kind of orders.
Because they're just showing like themselves using the
before
product.
And afters, their story, we've got people with weight loss and things like that, and they got good photos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
I know. Do it.
It's fun. Just
do it as an experiment and like debrief with us like every week. I'm so here for that. I always want you guys bringing experiments to the group of like what's working, what's not working.
Well, and I found a friend on Instagram who helps train on TikTok. And so I have a call with her like next week to kind of like brainstorm it out and see what maybe I need or to run some of these ideas. So maybe I'll come back and I'll give you an update.
Oh my God. It really is beneficial to pair up with people like that.
Yeah.
I just met with someone yesterday for like an hour who does quiz funnels. And we were so impressed with each other that we're going to like trade, and I'm going to help her build a Facebook community around quiz funnels. And then she's going to help me with my quiz funnel. And I'm like, it's just, and I'm not a huge, like, let's barter person. I never go out looking for that, but sometimes it just works. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, these networking calls, coffee chats, how you and I met, they're just so valuable. And I know sometimes it's hard, like we don't have the bandwidth or the capacity, but grow your team so you do have the capacity, because every relationship like this always leads somewhere, right? Like even if you don't buy from me or I don't buy from you, the relationship always leads somewhere.
Absolutely. I got to know more about quiz funnels too. So you might as well do a call on that.
Oh, I'm definitely I'll bring her. If she's not already in the group, I'm going to get you guys connected. She found me. Okay. We've spoken a summit together. I think the summit's going on right now. So she may be able to sign up for the summit to find her too. But very, very impressive. And like quiz funnels are so great because they help pre-qualify your customer. If you have multiple offers, it helps funnel them into the right offer. Essentially everything I'm trying to do with like my little 10-minute webinar, but it was way more interactive. Nice. So yeah. Okay. Again, it's just an experiment, right?
Right. Well, and that's what we're all here for, to connect, collaborate, and help each other grow businesses. So I love it.
I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Thank you for your time. And you're just like such a good participant in the group, and you're so good at loving on other people. So it was such a no-brainer to bring you on.
Thanks. I'll continue.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to my birthday video next year.
Okay. I know I'm going to have to do a new one. I'm like, summertime, change of outfit.
I need to do one. I need to actually like put it on my list so that it gets done. Next time I'm dressed, like just do a birthday video, because I just think that was so cool. I'll share it in the group too so people can see what you did. Okay. All right, girl. Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there you have it. We are wrapping up episode 99. Don't forget to please leave us some feedback. You can find me on Instagram at elizabeth.henson. You can leave us a review on iTunes. But really, I would love for you to just come and hang out with us inside the Community Builder on Facebook, especially for summer. And then, I'll see you guys next week for episode 100.